Alright guys, you got Josh here with Ohio Fish Rescue. So you guys just seen the video of this 500-gallon cube leaving my house. But just because I sold the tank to my good dear buddy Clinton over here, doesn't mean my job's done. So today we're here getting the tank off of his trailer. It's just the two of us, so we're using a lot of strategy, some brains, and lots of tools. So we're basically bringing this 500-gallon cube, which the tank alone is 2,500 pounds empty, plus the stand's probably another 400 pounds. He already removed all the tile in there, so that took out a little bit of the weight. But we're going to get it on to this pallet jack. We're going to have to keep rolling it on these boards all the way back. Of course, he's going to have to move more. He's going to have to move this fence. But we're going to get it over to this deck, block it up, push it in the house. We're going to have to take out his whole 6-foot French doors, that whole centerpiece there. The tank should be able to slide right in. So you guys stick around and wait for all this foolery to happen. Alright guys, so we're taking this tank down. We've got it almost nearly off the trailer, so that the standing tank's going to be coming down as one. So how we're doing this is it's sliding down them 2x4s. It's locked into our pallet jack on each side, slowly inching the tank forward with his big old pry bar there, and it's coming ever so slowly, inch by inch. And then once we get the tank all the way on the pallet jack, it should be smooth sailing until we get over to the deck. Alright guys, so the tank is down off the trailer. We inched in ever so slowly, inch by inch, getting it down. So now we're just going to jack up the side with the floor jack, take these 2x4s out, and then it'll just be on the pallet jack and we can pull it around. So right now, we made it in a nick of time. We've got 28 minutes to get this trailer back to U-Haul. So we're going to go and run and return this trailer real quick, and we'll get right back to the action. Alright, so the tank's almost back to the deck. We're now taking these stairs apart, so we can use these little wood panels, slide it all the way up there. We're going to slide the tank off the pallet jack onto these wooden little deck boards, whatever you want to call them. Temporary deck boards. But it's going to slide up against this deck piece here. And then we're going to set the tank on here and then slowly block up each side. So left side, then right side. We've got two floor jacks. We're going to slowly block it up until we're able to get it up to this top deck position here, and we're going to slide it in. We got some rollers out there in the garage. We're just going to roll it on into the house. Of course, to do that, this whole doorway is going to have to come out, and of course it's coming in here, and it's going to go right against this wall. So not too far, and we're almost done. Alright guys, so the tank is now off the pallet jack onto this little temporary deck here. We now got to lift this tank up 3 feet so we can get it off of basically the ground level up into house level. And then it'll have 3 inches of clearance to go through that door. So now we're going to work on jacking this thing up ever so slowly, blocking it slowly, and then we'll be good to go. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're almost there. We've been jacking it and blocking it. Every time we got to reset the jack, add in another block to it. As you can see, we've got same thing under each corner between cinder blocks and wood. Jack it up 2 inches, add in another 2x4. If you want to get real fancy with it, might go 4x4, but being this tall off the ground, the tank gets a little bit rocky, so we're going 2x at a time, just so we don't have to do anything drastic and move this tank in any ways that it doesn't want to creak and bend. So as you guys can see, we have the tank strapped to the stand, so the tank does not move while we're trying to jack it up. And like I said, we've got to come up another, what's that, 10 inches or so, and then we can push her right onto the deck. Alright guys, we got it jacked up in all 4 corners. He wanted to use some hillbilly rigged backwoods way of trying to slide this onto his deck. So what he has here is 2 4x4s that are leg bolted into his deck, screwed into the deck, supported by 2 jacks, and he's got this contraption over here, thinking we're just going to slide it right onto the deck. Now, not my proper way of wanting to do things, but hey, we're getting the job done. And this 500 gallon is almost ready to get inside that house. Well, how's that make you feel?
Tired.
Alright guys, it is sitting on the deck on this side. He's now beating his center brace out for his door so we can go ahead and slide her on in. So, hillbilly ingenuity, MacGyver, whatever you want to call it, it did work. We've got the tank up over the threshold. We wouldn't have done it without these 2.5 ton, 3 ton floor jacks, that pallet jack right there, and a bunch of blocks and woods, and then the rest was all just manpower. Now we're going to go ahead and push this tank the rest of the way in the house. Then we got to turn it all the way around 180 degrees, and then he can level her. And he's got to brace his flooring, and hope she holds. Alright guys, the tank is now in place against the wall. Might not exactly be the forever home for it. It might come against this opposite wall, but he's got to move some tanks around. But nonetheless, still on the stand. We took the strap holding the tank to the stand off. The tank did not get broken. He's now putting his door back together, and he's got to clean all this mud up off the floor since we tracked it all in. And so now the next step for this tank, he's going to go ahead and reseal the whole thing. So he's going to rip all this silicone off from the inside. As you guys can see, it is 2 foot by 4 foot panel here, 2 foot by 4 foot panel here, and then a seam down the center. It was held together by tape. I went ahead and did another seam across the whole center. So he's going to rip all that out. He's going to redo all 4 corners with a nice black silicone. I already gave him 5 tubes to go ahead and redo the silicone on this tank. And then I'd say within the week, he's going to have it all braced up and filled up, resealed. So the next move now, he's got to go down into the basement, and he's got to brace up this flooring to hold up 500 gallons of water. Now, you know, that's about, 4,000 pounds, little bit over, plus the weight of the tank, another 2,500 pounds. So there's going to be an immense amount of weight on this flooring. So his bracing system is going to be pretty intense. That's it. All right, so now his plans for stocking this tank, he's going to fill it with his peacock bass. Now let's go ahead and take a look and see what we're going to go ahead and stick in this. Alright guys, so this is his 380 gallon tank. This tank's 8 feet long, 3 foot from front to back, and 30 inches tall, I do believe. 9 foot long, I'm sorry. And he's got nothing but peacock bass in here, which all these guys will be going in that 500 cube. Well, most of them. As you can see, he's got a nice Temensis here. He's got some Arinos. He's got some Azul bass. He's got some hybrids going on in here. He's got a little bit of everything. And he's got a big red shoulder severum here. He's got the tilapia Mozambique. A couple of these guys did come from us, rescues that came in that we rehomed them. He's got some Plecos back there. He's got this albino channel cat. Back there he's got a little chocolate Pleco. He's got some other Plecos hiding it in the back. He's got a little tiger shovel nose here. There's another little peacock bass there. He's got some nice spangles on him. Nice blue fins down bottom. That's a very beautiful bass. But that Temensis, though, he's going to be a monster. And these guys are always wanting fed. So they're going to be bumped up to the 500 for now. And he does have plans of upgrading tanks once again. So I'll have to come over and help him build that one. But nonetheless, these guys are going to be bumped up to that 500 gallon cube here in the next week or two. And then this tank will be opened up for some of his other fish to go in. Alright guys, now that the tank's back inside, he had to put back in his door. Now we got to clean up this backyard so I can help him get his steps hooked back up to his house so his dogs can go out and use the potty. We've got to take my jack back home, got to take my pallet jack back home, and then he's got a fun old time cleaning up this yard. But it's been a fun day of, carrying big tanks. Well, not really carrying, moving a big tank. Just one. And it's been a whole day. Not been fun. Sorry, it was no fun, Clinton. No, not this time. So we're gonna go ahead and clean this stuff up, and I'm gonna go ahead and get home. But I appreciate you guys for watching to today's video. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'm going to go ahead and head back to the rescue. Until next time, my friends.